In this video, we're going to go over the BigQuery FinOps Dashboard. To sum it up, the BigQuery FinOps Dashboard, you can think of it as like your Swiss Army knife for highlighting inefficiencies in your BigQuery usage. Unlike alternative solutions and methods, this dashboard brings the most important insights and recommendations to you without having to configure a thing. So normally what you might do is you might query information schema, or you might query exported logs in BigQuery. All this requires you to sort of know what you're already looking for. And so we automatically surface the most important information that you need to know so that you can act on it. So the first thing we're going to cover here is this potential savings widget and this BigQuery recommendations widget. This potential savings aggregates the total savings that you get here in this BigQuery recommendations widget. So sometimes inefficiencies in your BigQuery usage may not be the result of user behavior, but the way that your architecture is set up. And so we offer smart recommendations around that. For example, cluster your tables. We tell you exactly what tables to cluster and what field or fields you can cluster them by, as well as the savings potential. For quick access to make this change, you can just simply click this table link right here. It'll take you to the Google Cloud Console where you can make the suggested changes. So we do that for different recommendation categories, as you can see here. The next big part of this dashboard is the BigQuery Explorer. So this lets you go from a high-level view of your BigQuery behavior and get really granular in just a matter of clicks. So for instance, right here, we are looking at our most expensive projects, and let's do it by scan price. If you wanted to investigate this further, simply click on the project name. You will then see the most expensive data sets, tables within that project, the users who are querying the most in terms of scan price, who are costing you the most for that project, and the queries themselves. So for instance, you could click on this query, look at the SQL, and perhaps talk with this user, in this case, Charlie, to find a way that you can make this query cheaper, for instance, how you can make it more efficient. So that's how you can use this whole pop-up in BigQuery Explorer in just a matter of clicks. If you wanted to, you could also look up the users that are costing the most money and sort of identify why in just a matter of clicks. So what are their most expensive data sets and tables that they're scanning, the queries again, and putting a bow on this, you can also look at things like project, not just by scan price, but also by things like scan terabytes or storage terabytes, storage price. And so you'll see that we break things down differently according to the metric that you select, in this case, long-term and short-term storage for this particular project. The last major part of this dashboard is your BigQuery Scans by table type widget right here. So as it shows, this evaluates your scan efficiency. What types of tables are you querying the most? So you might see here, 30% of your queries are on no partition tables. That is an opportunity for you to partition those tables. What tables should you partition? Well, you can use this in tandem with the partition your tables recommendation to answer that question. And if you wanted to dig in deeper as to which types of no partition tables do you query the most, you can just click through, and you'll see in this tree map chart exactly what that is. It's represented by the size of the rectangle, the ones that the no partition tables that you query the most. That's how I'd use that there. These remaining widgets up at the top are related to SuperQuery, an IDE that we built for BigQuery. And so there are some savings components related to some smarter caching mechanism that users can enable. Here we show what your costs would be for BigQuery for the time period, last 30 days, if 100% of your queries run through SuperQuery and you have this enhanced caching set up. This is in comparison to what the actual costs are. A good way for you to know how much of your scan is actually going through SuperQuery is to use this processed with SuperQuery widget. So here I can see that only 17 terabytes out of almost 11,000 terabytes are being processed with SuperQuery. So it's likely that I'm not realizing much of these $3,000 savings, the difference between this number and this number. Lastly, we also display your efficiency as a result of using SuperQuery's enhanced caching in this query acceleration widget. We display it not in terms of savings in terms of cost, but how much time did you save as a result of using SuperQuery. That wraps up the BigQuery FinOps dashboard. We encourage you to use it. Give us feedback if there's anything else you'd like to see in the dashboard like this. And thanks for watching.